Good morning, children. Welcome back to our social session. In the previous class, we tried to understand about the problems of the small farmers in the form of Ravi, who is the owner of 4 acres of land, and our writer was speaking to the 3 women laborers in his field. So, what are the problems being faced by him? We tried to understand in the previous class. Today, we shall learn about the contract farming, children. Contract farming. What is this contract farming, and whether it is an opportunity for the farmers or not, let us try to understand in today's class. As you all know, children, some farmers have tried to get rid of this problem by entering into a contract farming, because these small farmers used to get loan from the money lenders, and these money lenders prefix the price, and your entire yield must be sold at a price which is lower than the market price, due to which they incur in losses generally. So in order to get rid of this problem, these small farmers entered into a contract with companies for production and supply of some special crops. Like, today Reliance Fresh is there, and many other big retail outlets have come directly to the farmers to make a contract. Although not widespread in some parts of Telangana, but in some companies have entered into Telangana even. They have made contracts with the farmers to cultivate crops such as palm oil, paddy, amla, and even maize, groundnut, soya bean, cotton, chili, and cucumber. In contract farming, what companies do is they advise the farmers to follow specific farming practices. They guide the farmers how to grow a crop, and they special farming practices, and they also provide financial support. Not only the advice, but even they help financially also. They buy the harvest at a predetermined price. They determine the price, whether in the market it may be high or low. They predetermine the price, and at that price they purchase from the farmers. They buy the harvest at a predetermined price even, and pay the farmers after deducting the input cost, whatever they have paid before. Whatever the financial help was done before, that will be deducted, and the remaining amount will be paid to the farmer. And the companies used to produce as a raw material for making their own products like chips or tomato sauce or medicine, or export them to the other countries also. Now, for example, you take our ITC, Indian Tobacco Corporation. This purchases chili from our Warangal. From the Warangal farmers, it purchases the chili. So in the same way, there are many companies which also purchase the paddy from the farmers directly at a predetermined price, but they ask you to cultivate in a specific conditions, specific farming practices they ask you to follow, and they even inspect also. In between the yield, they also inspect these fields, and they try to find out the quality of it. So if the quality is good, they pay it high. If the quality is low, also the predetermined price they pay it. So many farmers welcome this kind of arrangement, as they get advances from the companies for the crop input, and also assured of the prices. After the yield also, how much price they get also, they are assured. There will be a security for them, because after the yield, whether the price falls or whether increases, you don't know. So for that reason, if it is a predetermined price, they can easily get even that. So they have to bear the risk of poor harvest in the conditions where they cannot yield high. So in case the harvest is not of the quality desired by the company, then it may refuse to buy the crop also. If the yield is not good to the quality what has been determined by the company, then automatically the company will not purchase, because the quality they will not compromise. The companies will not compromise on the quality. So on their specific farming practices, when you follow, automatically the quality will be good. So they expect the same quality to be purchased. So in order to get a high yield under the contract farming, farmers use heavy chemical fertilizers and exploit the groundwater resources to the bottommost level. This may reduce the groundwater level also in future, and deteriorate the soil quantity, as there is a excessive usage of the fertilizers and pesticides. And often what happens with these small farmers is they use the best lands earmarked for the own food production, for the cultivation of the commercial crops. So harming the security of their own food also they take up. And if there is a less yield, then automatically they incur in losses, and they even don't have the food also to eat. So this is how the contract farming will also harm if the desired quantity is not achieved. And coming to the small farmers come laborers in the Venkatapuram, small farmer, and he also works in others field. He also works as a laborer in others fields. So we have found, the writer has found many tiled houses. You know, in villages, tiled houses will be there. There will be no pakka house like we see in our colonies. RCC, cement built houses you will not find. Concrete built houses we don't find. We find the tiled houses we find. So in front of which there was a tractor with loads of harvested groundnut plants are there. We talked to the farmer living in the house. His name is Ramu. So he is also a small farmer like Ravi. If you wish to know about farming, you should go to a big farmer, he said. So I am a small farmer. If you wish to know more about the farming, you should go to a big farmer. Then you have a tractor in front of your house. We thought of discussing about farming with you. We said, oh, it's not mine. That tractor is not mine. It is, I work for Vijay Kumar, who is a big farmer in this village. He supplies water to my fields and I borrow money from him whenever I need. So I drive his tractor. Ramu owns 2 acres of land actually, and which depends upon the village tank for irrigation. However, a few big farmers, they divert tank water to their fields and do not bother whether Ramu's land gets irrigated or not. 4 years ago, Ramu dug borewell by borrowing money from Vijay Kumar. No water was found even after digging up to 500 feet. Even after digging for 500 feet, he could not find the water. So Ramu had to stop dreaming of getting borewell water for his field. So now he has to pay back the loan because he borrowed money from the Vijay Kumar. He cultivates his land only during the Kharif season with the help of his family members, not the outside laborers also. And like Ravi, he too employs a few workers only at the time of harvest. But the remaining time, he works in the fields of the Vijay Kumar. Since his income from the field is not sufficient to run his family for more than 3 months a year, so for the remaining months, he works on the Vijay Kumar's field. And Vijay Kumar provides water for Ramu's paddy fields during the Kharif season. And in return, he has to irrigate his employer's large paddy and sugarcane fields and do whatever task is assigned to him during this period. So since Ramu can drive, he also works as a tractor driver for plowing the fields and transporting paddy and other things to the market. This is how the small worker turned out to be a laborer also in the Venkatapuram. So the small farmers situation in Telangana, let us see in the next class, children. Thank you, children.